If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. The world is going wild when they call for you. And the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Hello, my royal diamonds. Thank you so much for tuning into the Duchess of Success podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on the video to help the algorithm find us. It is my pleasure to bring you all of the royal tea, honey. And if you would like to donate to the channel, please check out the links in the description box. All of your donations help to keep the channel running. Thank you for your support, and remember, you don't need a crown to be royal. We are all queens. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday podcast. We are doing back-to-back podcasts today. I wanted to do one podcast that focuses on all of the main news that has come in today, update the last 24 hours, and also do a completely separate podcast just focusing on the Kate story, because I know not everybody is interested in that story, but I also know that there are other people, other online watchers that aren't necessarily in the royal space, but they're just interested in this story because it has gone mainstream. It is being memed to hell and back. So I was just like, let me not bore you lot that aren't interested in the Kate story. We'll have a completely separate podcast for that. But some interesting updates and breaking news today. Yes, Harry is going to be granted access to secret Leveson records in the Daily Mail hacking claim, and we were waiting for this. I'd actually almost forgotten that the judge was looking at whether or not this was going to be possible, and I think it also had to be approved by MPs as well. So anyway, we'll get into all of the details about that. But please, yes, do hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and donation links if you would like to donate. All right, let me just get this article up so we can read about Harry getting access to those files. All right, I've got that up, but before I do get into all of that, in yesterday's podcast, I touched quickly. I'm so invested in this story. This is a non-royal story, but I'm so invested. Yesterday, I reported on this Willy Wonka disaster of this is meant to be an immersive experience that happened in Scotland. This is how they advertised it, and this is how it looked. And this poor lady that has gone viral, who was just an actor that day, she actually did an interview. They tracked her down. She did an interview. She wasn't too happy about going viral, but I just wanted to share these pictures of her doing her darn best to make all of the families and kids happy in such awful circumstances. So I just wanted to give a round of applause to this lady because she's going super viral. But I think a lot of people probably won't see these pictures of her just doing her best. And she was probably just as shocked as everybody else when she showed up for work. So good for you, lady. Thank you for trying to make everybody smile at this absolutely disaster of a festival. And I hope people can actually get their refunds. Okay, that out of the way. Back to our royal bubble. Meghan was out with her besties, having a good time on the slopes. Heart Mum posted this. Beyond grateful. This is on Instagram. Beyond grateful for the best of friends. What a trip! Thank you. Doesn't even begin to express what my heart is feeling after this trip. The love of family, time, and adventure, and belly laughs made this trip one for the books. Here's to so many more adventures with friends that feel like family and appreciating each day. Amazing. Now I don't know if Meghan can actually ski herself, but here she is taking a picture of in a picture with her friends. Now Heart Mum is my memory is not great. She did some kind of charity collaboration with Meghan for Mother's Day. I remember they were selling t-shirts. Can somebody help me out? Also Chloe Wade liking this tweet, who's also a friend of Meghan's. So yeah, just great to see her living her best life. And again, great to see that the people who are around Harry and Meghan do not leak. Harry went on a scuba diving trip with one of the Invictus athletes, Gabe, and nobody knew. None of the friends leaked. Whoever tour company they used didn't leak. I mean, can you imagine how many people they came across from leaving the house, getting on that diving ship, actually diving, and then going all the way back home? And we didn't even know about that until the Invictus documentary. I find that phenomenal. That they're just going about their daily lives, and you know that the British tabloids will be ringing every single nail salon, every single bakery in Montecito, looking for something, and they're getting absolutely nothing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Also, the Irish president, Mr. Higgins, is in hospital at the moment, wishing him a speedy recovery. Harry and Meghan did get to meet with him while they were still working royals. This is actually one of my favorite looks from Meghan. I love this dress and her hair. And there they were, looking very happy, and Harry and Meghan charmed the president, I'm sure. So wishing him a very speedy recovery. Right, I'll go to your comments before we get on to the main story. Like you said, I meant to comment on that, but that is straight up from a Halloween celebration, very Tim Burton-esque. Poor thing. I applaud her for trying. Yeah, she really, really was. And I'm glad that they actually chased her up and did an interview with her. I think she was interviewed for Vulture. Yes, Megan is in her I don't give AF phase. Well, I don't. I would say it's just her peace phase, right? She's got her friends, her family, people that care about her, people that respect her privacy, and just hang around normal people, not emotionally stunted nonce uncles and snobby aristos whose pastimes include hunting truffles, shooting geese, and sleeping around with each other's best friends. Gross. Who wants that? And then the audacity to think that you are the absolute pinnacle of society, right? Absolutely not. Being chill and skiing with your friends and scuba diving in Hawaii and doing yoga. That's the life. Sunshine and positive people. Right. On to our main story. Yes, Harry's wanted access to secret Leviston records and Daily Mail hacking claims. So, this is from the Telegraph. The Duke of Sussex and Sir Elton John are to be given secret documents from the Leveson inquiry support their phone hacking claim against the Daily Mail, following a decision by the government. Okay, well, at least not everybody's corrupt, it seems. In a notice published last night, ministers approved a request from 6 high-profile figures to unseal documents submitted as part of the public inquiry into hacking more than a decade ago. The documents outline payments made to private investigators by both the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. The notice, which was signed by Culture Secretary Lewis Fraser and Home Secretary James Cleverly, states that the ledger cards may be used by the claimants and their lawyers for the purpose of their claims. Prince Harry and Sir Elton John are among a group of celebrities who have filed a lawsuit alleging widespread unlawful behaviour at Associated Newspapers, the publisher of the Mail titles. Actors Liz Hurley and Sadie Frost have also brought the claim, alongside former politicians Simon Hughes and Doreen Lawrence, that's the mother of the murdered schoolboy Stephen Lawrence. The campaigner and mother of Stephen Lawrence. They have accused the newspaper group of phone hacking and other unlawful information gathering, including placing listening devices in cars and recording private phone conversations dating back over 3 decades. In a joint statement, Ms. Fraser and Mr. Cleverly said, "We do not consider that it is necessary in the public interest to withhold these documents from any disclosure or publication and have decided to vary the FRO final restriction order so as to allow the disclosure of these documents solely for the purposes of the proceedings." In this case, in our judgment, the public interest in promoting the speedy and economic resolution of the proceedings outweighs the countervailing public interest. They added that the decision made no comment on the merits of legal claim, adding that this was a matter of the courts to determine. The intervention by ministers will come as a major boost to the celebrities after a judge ruled in November that they could not use leaked copies of ledgers in their case as they were supplied to the Leveson inquiry in confidence. The notice varies a restriction order imposed by Sir Brian Leveson in 2012, meaning the documents can now be used. I mean, the public should have the right to know absolutely everything, the truth, and nothing but the truth, because who are we protecting other than the likes of Rupert Murdoch and such? Who are we protecting? Light side, you just text me something. What did you just? Can you explain to me what you just text me? Because all I can see is a screenshot. I'm so sorry. Lightside just text me. Can you please text me what that was? Okay, I'm just gonna finish reading this. Sorry, I got a bit sidetracked there. Okay, Associated Newspapers, which has always denied the allegations, applied to have the victims dismissed partly on the basis that the documents were sealed. The company also argued that the claims were outside a time limit for legal action, but a judge dismissed its application in November, meaning the case can be heard at a trial. It is likely to take place early next year. It comes a month after the Duke of Sussex dropped a separate libel claim against the Daily Mail. The prince had sued the publisher over an article in the Mail on Sunday about his taxpayer-funded security arrangements after stepping back as a senior royal. The newspaper said he would now be liable to pay its legal costs, $250,000. Associated Papers has been contacted for comment. Oh, there you go. Okay, so one step forward for Harry and the claimants. All right. Okay. And I just wanted to read this out from Professor Dr. Monica Doberstein, who's been posting some very interesting theories about the royals and such. But she had this to say about Harry, and I thought it was worth reading. She said, the British once loved Harry. After I think is she German? So this is just like her perspective. But I thought it was quite interesting. She said, the British once loved Harry. After seeing him as a child walking behind his mother's coffin, they even felt responsible for him. However, the relentless onslaught from a financially strained, and that's very important because they are, financially strained, clickbait-driven press has led the British not to condemn a father taking away security from his son, exposing him and his family to the real threat of right-wing terror, but rather willing to at least tactically accept the death of their once beloved Prince Harry and all his family. They are willing to finance a monarch who brings plastic bags full of money from the Arab world, accepts the, or she's referring to when Charles took money from, I think it was a Qatari businessman. She should have been a little bit more specific there. Accepts the inheritance of people without heirs or will, doesn't contribute to charity organizations, sells citizenships for money and on honors for money, which is true. There are some questionable people that have been, given money. Groomed his first wife into a supposedly romantic marriage, but used her only as a public face and as the mother of his heirs, portraying Diana as crazy to discredit her, and an heir who physically assaulted his brother, while 72 parliamentarians stood up to denounce a misogynistic and racist press campaign against Meghan, fed this press with stories against Meghan, exacerbating the danger for his brother and family, contributing significantly to their need to flee his home country. So they're willing to do all of that, but not finance the security of Harry and his family. Speaks for itself, right? But one step forward for Harry. Right, I'll go to your comments and then we will keep it moving so we can finish before 10 p.m. so we can do the second podcast. I think that I will do a call in, but maybe tomorrow, because I don't want the Kate podcast to go on for too long. But I should have Lightside on that one for extra commentary. But I think I haven't done like a proper call in for a while, so I think I'll do that tomorrow. Yes, Treva Dilly, we need to see those documents. How are we not entitled to see those documents? The press has abused its position. Thank you so much, R.R. Carter, for your donation. And also P. P, you said that your handle is P. You can't see your comments in the live chat. You're blocked. I'll look into that. Okay. Thank you both for your donations. Truth Dilly User said, Camilla is at the root of all of this. How can she show her hooves in public is beyond me. Do you know what? Camilla thinks that she's being very, very smart. She probably thinks that she's somehow going to wriggle her way onto the throne. And you know what? She might. But she's wriggling her way onto a throne when the whole monarchy is crumbling. I don't know what it is she thinks that she's doing in her head. In her head, she's going to get that throne. And her family are going to be glory and mighty. Meanwhile, royals have never been so unpopular. Okay, next thing. The ancestors are doing their thing. These two gruesome twosome. This is Michael Gove and Sarah Niggling Feeling Vine. Sarah No Neck Niggling Feeling Vine. Now they are now divorced. Gove divorced her. But he is now being investigated by the Common Standards Watchdog. So I'm going to file this under Ancestral Karma. By the way, this is the United Kingdom's so-called leveling up secretary. He's here to help us level up, level up. Oh, in his dreams. Anyway, the probe relates to Mr. Gove's register of official interests. The details of the investigation are being kept under wraps, but it's related to the fact that Mr. Gove failed to register VIP hospitality at a football match with Conservative donor David Mellor. And Mr. Mellor's company was awarded 6 contracts for personal protective equipment and hand sanitizers worth £164 million. Y'all, they were just robbing the taxpayer dry during COVID, giving their friends contracts. A £164 million contract for hand sanitizer? Are you for real? And he is a Conservative donor. Well, his donation certainly paid off. £164 million for PPE contract and hand sanitizer. Jesus. Just robbing the whole nation. Robbing the whole nation while showing up to state dinners with alleged roses. Oh, his people deserve each other. Right, next thing. The Daily Fail seems to be turning on William. And could it be because William doesn't like to do what the Daily Fail tells him to do? According to leaks, the so-called palace sources, friends of William and other royal sources told the Daily Beast the palace would not be pressured by toxic speculation into changing their carefully planned approach of saying as little as possible about Kate's recovery. One friend asked about media commentary suggesting that the palace should be more open, such as the assertion in the Daily Mail that by saying nothing, the royals invite speculation. The newspapers are always telling the family how to run their press operations. This time, surprise, surprise, they seem to think it would be a good idea for the royal family to give more information about Kate. William isn't a big one for doing stuff just because the Daily Fail says he should. Well, look at how the Daily Fail are reacting to that. A whole article about how Prince William, Duchy of Cornwall, is no better than a medieval slush fund, writes Norman Barker. The billionaire prince should hand it back to the public if he really wants a modern monarchy. So now they're basically threatening William because William isn't complying. And this is what happens when you make a deal with the devil. And the other day, we had Amanda Patel saying that we don't want to be lectured about Gaza, William. We just want to know what's happening with Kate. Had the Daily Fail on the front cover, what's happening with Kate. They have really put themselves in a very, very uncomfortable position because they need to answer to the press because their popularity is manufactured. Their presence in the public conscious is manufactured because they're just put on the front cover of the papers because they have to just be seen. And that's why they're in the public conscience. Otherwise, they would just be forgotten. So, will William comply and how will he comply? What's he willing to offer up? Sticking to William, this was doing the rounds on social media. There were pictures of what looked like a bruising on his neck. And in the first pictures that came out and video. It was a bit difficult to see. Was it bruising? Was it the lighting? And then the actual synagogue that he visited posted social media pictures that were super close up and super HD. This was actually on their official Instagram. So even the actual press, the Daily Fail, didn't post these close-up pictures. This was from the synagogue that he visited. This is from their Instagram, and you can see. I don't know. You will tell me. Does that not look like kind of grayish black bruising and also like yellowish bruising as well? That can happen. When you've got a bit of build up underneath the skin, and it's interesting that it's also around the neck area. Could also just be that William has really bad skin. Could also just be that. But you can see the bags under his eyes. I mean, just his whole spirit. This man's whole spirit is just. It's like there's definitely something eating at him, and he's battling to keep it inside and to not blow up. But Harry let it be known that behind the scenes, he does blow up. To the point where he pushed his own brother onto the floor. And there have been talks from the royal rota that, he gets incandescent with rage, that he has a temper. Yeah, like, so the girls are fighting. The girls are indeed fighting because, there's a huge story here. And sooner or later, the royal rotarats are going to decide, are we willing to give up close access if it means that we can just report on what the big story is here? What's the big secret? Okay, some of you are saying that's all reddening. I wouldn't know what that looks like. Yeah. TMC. What in the world is happening in that institution? Word on the street is, I'm actually yet to confirm this. I'm still looking for info. That Kingston guy died of a gunshot wound. That's what I saw on Henry VIII's Twitter feed. I mean, if that's true, that's truly, yeah, it really begs the question: what is happening in that institution? Yeah, so this is from Henry VIII's Twitter page. He said, "Word on the street is that Mr. Kingston died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. 2024 is really going to be Charles Annus Horribilis, indeed." Does anybody actually know where William was on Sunday? Where was he? Okay, somebody else is saying there was zero mention of a gunshot wound related to Thomas Kingston's death, except one under the title about Kingston. A sentence mentions a man found dead next to his dog from a gunshot wound. It is not Thomas Kingston. Okay, I will get clarity on that. Don't want to spread any misinformation. Nonetheless, an inquest into his death has been opened. And we would all like to know, if anybody does, where was William on Sunday? Marcia, you said yes, it looks like he has the black eye. I don't know, is it a black eye or is it just like very, very, I mean, he has bags. He looks like he's really struggling to sleep. But they're not like, from this angle anyway, they're not too dark. They're just like very embedded. I think what makes me think that this is an actual bruise is the yellowing. Like if it was just the kind of the grey, I would just say it's shadow, but you can see like yellow and like almost scabbing. Okay. Next thing. Oh yeah, and in all this, the tabloids are finally saying the quiet parts or the loud parts out loud. Have a listen to Tessa Dunlop on Good Morning Britain. Hang on a sec. Let me just get this up.
One of the key problems is with the departure of the Sussexes, and I think as humans we all need this, we all need someone to push off, to compete with in a healthy way. You remove any kind of competition, and at the same time the predominantly right-wing press have pushed William and Kate up on this incredible untouchable pedestal. So really, I think, to an extent, understandably, he pretty much feels he can do what he like. We've made him untouchable in some respects. But one of the key problems is with the departure of the Sussexes, and I think as humans we all need this, we all need someone to push off, to compete with in a healthy way. You remove any kind of competition, and at the same time the predominantly right-wing press have pushed William and Kate up on this incredible untouchable pedestal. So really, I think, to an extent, understandably, he pretty much feels he can do what he like.
Yeah, he thinks he's untouchable. And the Daily Mail is reminding him that he is not. Now, Tessa said something quite interesting there. She said, it's healthy to have a bit of competition. This is meant to be a family, and that family is meant to be keeping this institution afloat and creating this fairy tale of monarchy that we all buy into. And they're not doing that because they're too jealous of each other, and that they're way too jealous of Harry and Meghan. And it's that jealousy that stopped that teamwork from happening. And now this institution is completely and utterly falling apart. Right. That's all for this podcast. I am going to take your comments, and then, I will be doing the next podcast, doing a whole, it's going to be a detailed timeline of everything we know about the current situation with Kate, and also a couple of theories as to exactly why she has been missing for as long as she has. And what else could be happening behind the scenes in this ghastly institution. Yeah, the Sussexes are gone, but they're still competing with them. Insanity. Honey, you said that maybe someone held him by the throat, stopping him from doing something, maybe restraining him. Possible? He does, as we have heard consistently, get incandescent with rage. All right, folks, I'm going to stop it there. If you want to come to the next podcast, that will be happening in about 20 minutes. Let me just check, see if anybody else has. No, okay. All right, folks, I will see you at the next podcast if you are coming. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. without you, baby. That makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. And the world is going wild when they call for you. And the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Hello, my royal diamonds. Thank you so much for tuning into the Duchess of Success podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on the video to help the algorithm find us. It is my pleasure to bring you all of the royal tea, honey. And if you would like to donate to the channel, please check out the links in the description box. All of your donations help to keep the channel running. Thank you for your support, and remember, you don't need a crown to be royal. We are all queens.